joining us to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from all around the world, Rise news analyst Emmanuel Afeni and Dayo Shobowale. Mr. Emmanuel Afeni, our very able leader. Welcome back.
Good.
Are you concealing tears? Oh, we're so happy to have him back here.
Good afternoon, Zimbai. Good afternoon, Cynthia. Good afternoon, Dayo.
Yes. It doesn't feel normal having you back.
Well,
I'm grown used to Vimbai's.
I am back.
Okay. Yes. Welcome back. Full force.
Yes, Vimbai, you did a nice job while I was away.
Thank you very much.
Well, we'll start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. Easily, Nigeria's most influential newspaper. Now, the lead story, PDP heads to NJC over appeal court verdict, Ousting Plateau lawmakers. Injustice inflicted on Plateau irreversible, says Ozekome. Other senior lawyers say state government can approach Supreme Court to set aside judgment. Dayo, this Friday, the Supreme Court dealt with all the outstanding gubernatorial cases. Yeah. And of course, there was jubilation in many states, from Kano to Jos to the capital of Zamfara, Ebonyi, and of course, Lagos State, right? There was a celebration at the State House in Lagos here. But
you see, Vimbai was quoting something before. Like I used to say that the wheels of justice may grind slowly, but they grind exceedingly fast. You see how fine they have grounded that? You see, and what is important is that they have dispensed justice, just like that.
Yes.
And I say justice is blind. So you see, before, people were trying to draw up timetable on the various days. I think those judges saw that. They said everything one day.
We'll deal with everything one day. They did. And of course, that was the last day, given the timeline stated in the Electoral Act. That was the timeline. Now, Dayo, this judgment, especially that of Plateau, has brought what this day headline yesterday called crisis of confidence at the level of the appeal court. And in fact, if you read the piece written by Chidi Odinkalu into this day, right? He said, appeal court in the dock.
Look, let me give you an analogy.
Especially as it relates to the Plateau State judgment.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And you see the way the Supreme Court, you get me? Yes. The Supreme Court, the way it lambasted the Court of Appeal was similar to the way the Supreme Court at the presidential case.
Yes.
You get me? Lambasted those representing the opposition. Like, you didn't do your own work well. How did we get to this? See the language they used against the Court of Appeal judgment. Yeah. Very harsh language. Very harsh language. And what people are saying with regard to the legislators in Plateau is that their own cases end at the appeal court.
Yes.
So maybe they should ask the government to approach judicial council.
The same set of pleadings, the same set of facts.
What they are saying
that the appeal court used to nullify the election of those legislators is what the Supreme Court had now
upheld all along.
And
you have no business
upholding the election of Mofuang, Governor Mofuang. But the problem now is, how did we get to this? Because now the legislators cannot, by law, they cannot go beyond the appeal court. So should they not stay with that miscarriage of justice? Clearly,
you see, one son said it is irreversible, but others have said no.
Yes,
the governors can come to. You remember on the energy redesign something. They can come together. Petition government. No, that the governor of
Plateau State can petition the. But so of course, Owoni Koko, senior advocate of Nigeria, was on the Morning Show this morning, and he expatiated on how they can redress this situation. Yes. But we must also be worried. No, but we must also be worried. What is happening at the appeal courts?
Remember the clerical error It now raises so many questions.
In the case of Kano, this thing.
That is the worst
In
case
fact,
scenario.
the two parties were claiming victory based on the judgment of the appeal court. Both parties were claiming victory. Thank God there's a Supreme Court that has now give clarity and let us know who actually won. Not only at the electoral, but who actually won the case.
They didn't dwell on that issue.
No, they did not dwell on that.
Because that was so embarrassing. How will they resolve it?
Now,
certified two different certified true copies.
No, I want to take you just a small historical excursion.
Yeah.
Remember the case of Justice Salami when he was heading the president of the appeal court.
Yes.
He granted an interview to This Day Lawyer, you know, the law page, Tuesday law page of This Day, where he said, well, at the level of these electoral cases, that he only gives it to judges he trusts. And people say, what do you mean by that? You mean you trust some judges and you don't trust them at the level of the appeal court? And of course, the hue and cry led to his exit.
That was reckless.
Then also recall Justice Bukashoa, who retired, and the husband, a senator, stood up on the floor of the Senate
We discussed that.
to tell the whole world
that he has
been helping senators to get judgment, to talk to his wife.
To the wife.
That dust.
See
that dust did not settle. It's still hanging in the air there.
That one and the Kano certified true copy are the two worst examples.
Then now this.
Very bad situation.
Justice Monica Dongban Mensah, the president of the appeal court, is from the same. He's from that state, Plateau State. He's from the same local government with Lalong, Simon Lalong, the former governor, who did not win the people's vote to become a senator, but is now in the Senate on account of this now discredited judgment. So I think we have to look at that, because remember there has been this clamor that should all cases go to the Supreme Court? Some should just end at the appeal court. But now, I'm not sure anybody can make that kind of can canvass that position anymore.
No, but
because there can be miscarriage of justice at that level. There should still be room to appeal.
Let them reappraise cases that people bring forward.
Who will be a reappraiser?
They have the Judicial Institute, which is in charge of judges.
Okay.
Of course, that's what they are saying. That they should the governors should write the Judicial Institute.
Okay.
Or for a judicial review.
The NJC. You mean the NJC? The NJC. There has to be some redress for those legislators, because clearly this is miscarriage of justice.
It cannot end there. People are saying it has to be redressed. So it cannot end there.
Because the judgment given in the Plateau case, the appeal court literally overruled judgments already given by the Supreme Court on similar cases. And so I think that has to be addressed. But let's just
And then they told them that several times you have said so, and you are still doing it.
Yes. Now, let's just move on to other stories. Now, if we look at the Daily Trust newspaper concerning security, yes, the Daily Trust newspaper, bandits hold 5 sisters after killing one in Abuja, demand 100 million naira. Pantami's friends raises 50 million naira. 4 other captives killed in Kaduna. Ilorin Union urges federal government to rescue abductees. We have intensified rescue operations. Police. This situation in Abuja, these bandits or terrorists or whatever you want to
tragically embarrassing.
Went to an estate and abducted as many people as they can take away. And now they gave a January 12th deadline for the family to pay. And on that day, because they did not receive any ransom, they killed one of the sisters. 5 others are still in captivity. Now, and this is happening in the Federal Capital Territory.
You see,
there's high level of insecurity in this country right now.
Of course, but then we are succumbing to the blackmail of kidnapping. People are even rushing to contribute money.
Crowdfunding.
That is not the rule of law.
Because the family is helpless.
This is family.
That is not the rule of law.
If it happens to...
What are the
if they don't have money, okay, wait. If they don't have money, go.
So they should allow their children to be killed?
They will kill them all the same. Have they not killed the one
Because
who
they
money
put
to
the
them?
money now.
money.
Please.
Remember
There
they
must
released
be.
their
No, I'm not
funders of
saying,
There must be-
I'm
you
not
are
justifying
you are justifying.
ransom
You are paying. You
payment.
should not be paying.
But you should also not,
In Israel, they don't pay ransom.
no,
to the
Dio,
terrorists.
you should also not overflog families that are desperate to secure the release of their loved ones. We're in captivity.
Okay.
So you cannot put the blame on them. Rather, we should blame the government that is not providing security.
Blame the
duty
government,
of
but those who
government
come
is
to
to
blackmail.
secure
That's
our
right.
lives and
You
our
can't-
property.
You can't,
And in
That's
these
the
you can't have it.
government.
You can't have it both sides.
In these
You
situations,
can't
there
say
should be a
government,
hostage
you-
negotiator.
Huh?
Under normal circumstances, there should be a hostage negotiator who negotiates
what?
with the kid. No, under normal circumstances, if
It is
people
not
have been
normal
kidnapped
to
or being
no,
hostage,
that's abnormal
it happens
circumstance.
all over the world where
No
people
way.
are
But we
kidnapped.
cannot.
It's abnormal to negotiate with.
Dio,
That's the breakdown of law and order.
well, we cannot.
You must deter them, not to
No,
kidnap.
but it's not. We don't start blaming the families for looking for money to rescue
now
their
they are
loved ones.
blaming policemen who are saying people like you are crying more than the bereaved.
No, we are not
For saying the obvious.
No,
What is it?
look, but it's a sad situation.
How many poor people?
It's a sad
have been-
situation that
have got
we
their
have
poor
people.
taken away and killed.
But should that
Because
continue?
They will now specialize in running after rich people.
Well, fortunately,
So
we've
they
run
can
out
get
of
money.
time, but we'd like to thank you both. Welcome back, Mr.
A bad
Ifedi, and
example.
thank you for that brief but robust
Back
review.
with a bang.
Back with a bang. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Thank you, gentlemen.